Hey, uh, I'm back on the stream again today. Told you guys I was gonna come back, kind of early. It's not really midnight, but I was just already on the computer, so thought I would turn on the stream, see what you guys had going on. What's on your minds? Chainsaw Man is on my mind because Chainsaw Man is always on my mind. So I thought I would get on here and talk about Chainsaw Man. Um, no spoilers though. Just talking about the fact that Chainsaw Man takes place in 1997. So I didn't realize Chainsaw Man took place in 1997. I've always read it and assumed it took place in the current day. Um, I mean, knowing that it takes place in 1997, I don't really see any big obvious potholes. No one uses cell phones um, or talks about current technology, uses video game systems. All the televisions do look 1997 era appropriate. I'm not very familiar with the culture of Japan in 1997, so I've been trying to figure out what exactly is going on. Why did Tatsuki Fujimoto pick 1997? Assuming at the time he would have been 3 years old, what did it mean to him, or what does 1997 mean in hindsight? Um, I don't really know what 1997 means for Japanese people as a whole, as a culture. Um, I've been trying to figure it out this whole time. I can't really figure out exactly what it was about 1997 that was important. Um, I mean, so far I've seen there was a 1997 financial crisis. I guess there was a bank run. There was a massive bank run where Japanese people from across the country all went on a run on the banks. Everybody withdrew all their money from the Japanese banks all at the same time. So looks like that was a big deal. If I go back and just search Japan of 1997 and just go through Wikipedia, let's see. Looks like there was an oil spill in January due to Russian crude oil. The prominence of Russians is a lot different than how they are in the current day. I believe the Russians get the majority of the gun devil in Chainsaw Man, which would definitely be different than like a nuclear arms metaphor, because of course America has the most nukes. So I'm not entirely sure if it's a clean one-to-one metaphor there. I don't know if he's even really trying to create a coherent one-to-one relationship between the gun devil and nuclear disarmament. I mean, I think he kind of is, just because the way the gun devil is spoken about and every country having pieces of the gun devil all sound like nuclear disarmament. So that's where my mind is going. Definitely of the mind that Chainsaw Man has some kind of a nuclear metaphor. Um, I'm just trying to put together exactly what the relevance of 1997 is. I was talking to my brother earlier, and the closest thing I could come up with is 1997 gives Denji enough time to have experienced everything that happens in Chainsaw Man Part 1, then go to high school. And then if he goes to high school by 98 or early 99, if the series stops in 98 or 99 and there's an apocalypse, then we're left never knowing what happened with Star Wars Episode 1. And not knowing what happened at the beginning of Star Wars Episode 1 is the whole crux of Fire Punch. So Fire Punch Fire Punch and Chainsaw Man more than likely have something to do with each other. Nayuta from one of Tatsuki Fujimoto's one shots pops up at the end of Chainsaw Man Part 1. So he definitely references his own work in more recent work. Oh, Jeff Hill's here. Hey, what's going on, Jeff? What's up? How you doing? Happy Friday. Um, just talking about Chainsaw Man to myself. Um, I don't know if you've read it yet, but just trying to figure out the significance of 1997 for Japanese culture, or why the story would take place in 1997. Oh, is that Chainsaw Man up there? Okay. I didn't even realize it was right here. Yeah, so I got a lot of Chainsaw Man. It's just around my house. I just like it that much. It's good. It's really, I don't know if anything good happens in volume 5. It really doesn't kick off and become surreal until volumes 8, 7, and 8. Um, no, I mean, I don't know. Uh, there are some interesting things going on in Chainsaw Man. I mean, this composition is really good. It just kind of speaks to Tatsuki Fujimoto's storytelling, his ability to put a page together. I don't know if you can really see it. I'm not sure if anyone can really hear me today, so I apologize. I didn't check to see if my mic was working before I jumped on today. I just jumped on. So if you can't hear me, I'm sorry. I've been talking the last 6.5 minutes just to myself for fun. I talk to myself anyway before I ever had a mic and a YouTube channel, so it'll be all right. What could the context, what could the purpose of 1997 be? I feel like it has to be a connection back to Star Wars on one side, never being able to see what happened with Star Wars Episode 1, to tie back into Fire Punch. And we know that somehow Nayuta has to cause the end of the world because he created a one shot before he ever created Fire Punch. And that one shot is Yogen no Nayuta. So if Yogen no Nayuta has a prophecy in it that says this person will not have a human heart, she speaks in a cruel tongue, unable to be comprehended by others, and in the end, this person will destroy the world. So if Nayuta is supposed to destroy the world, then there has to be some kind of a apocalyptic event that takes place, which would lead from the ending of Chainsaw Man Part 2 into Fire Punch being Chainsaw Man Part 3. Or maybe there will be a story that takes place kind of in that interim, uh, that takes place at the beginning of the apocalypse, because Fire Punch comes at a point when it's already understood that fire no longer exists in abundance anymore. It's very rare, and there's no way to maintain heat. Um, I don't know. This is like the Da Vinci Code, but for Chainsaw Man. And the reason why I'm putting a lot of effort into trying to understand is because it seems like although a lot of Chainsaw Man is tossed off, a lot of it is deliberate. It's kind of confusing how much of Chainsaw Man is hyper detailed and how much of Chainsaw Man seems to be by coincidence. And the author seems to try to attribute everything to coincidence. And I know that's not possible. Some of it has to be planned out. Now, how well, I don't know, because Chainsaw Man came out week to week from December 2018 till I want to say it was January 2021 or December 2020. So it ran for exactly 2 years and just went straight through. I don't know. I'm confused. I mean, Princess Mononoke came out in 1997. There was a Russian oil spill in 1997. It looks like there was a Pokemon seizure epidemic in Japan at this point. Can't really speak to that. The Toyota Prius was developed and designed. Um, yeah, I don't know. Um, Now Norio Nagayama, a spree killer and novelist that was born in 1949, died in 1997. So maybe there was something there. August 28th, Mazuro Takumi, a Japanese Yakuza lord, died. So we have a spree killer dying in August at the beginning, a Japanese accused lord at the end, and the Chainsaw Man manga brings up that the Gun Devil gets active in September. So there's really no clear indication why, what September of 1997 means. You can also see in Look Back that it's referencing real events because Look Back, his most recent work after Chainsaw Man, had to be changed, altered to stop resembling, I guess, an arson in a Kyoto animation studio. So there's definitely something going on there. What? I don't know. But it does mean something. September of 1997 in Japan must be random. There's the mention of a Japanese financial crisis and then Japanese television. I don't know. This is a little confusing. Not really sure what's going on here. Japan's economy had its most dangerous day on November 26th. I don't know. 26th, 1997 was the most dangerous financial day for Japan, but they don't really talk about money in Chainsaw Man. They talk about owning pieces of the Gun Devil, like owning pieces of stock. But other than that, I don't really think they get too into the financial details of the Chainsaw Man world. Dingy is poor, so you do know there is capitalism to some degree. Um, Let me see. I don't know. There's a have and have nots. Um, just looking through the Naruto one shot right now, and his composition was amazing. Even here, you can really see what sets him apart in his one shots. He has a lot to love in those one shots. Um, I don't know. Still trying to put together what exactly 1997 means. Why is that significant? Does anyone else know or have a reason why this might take place in 1997? I'll search America, USA 1997. See if that brings me anything. You guys don't mind me doing live research on the channel. That's what I'm using the channel for at this point, just to talk about what I want to talk about when I want to talk about it. And that's that. All right, looks like there was a Super Bowl 97. Okay, OJ Simpson is found liable in civil court. Yeah, that makes sense. Um, an FBI agent sold secrets to the Soviet Union, I guess. Now there's a ban on cloning. President Bill Clinton bars federal funding to any research on human cloning. The notorious B.I.G. is killed at 24 years old on March 9th in a drive-by shooting. Mm, Billy Crystal. Okay, so here we go. In 1997 in America, in San Diego, Heaven's Gate commits a mass suicide. So there's a cult called Heaven's Gate in March of 1997. Someone here in Houston was murdered. Doris Angleton. Um, Bill Clinton forgives and issues a formal apology to the surviving victims of the Tuskegee study of untreated syphilis in the Negro male. Uh, Timothy McVeigh is convicted for the Oklahoma City bombing. So it seems like the American 1997 was much more active than the Japanese 1997. The film Hercules came. No, Andrew Cunanan was in 1997. He killed Gianni Versace in 97. That's interesting. Steve Jobs returns to Apple. Luke Woodham goes to Mississippi and kills 2 girls in a mass shooting. Well, mini mass shooting. I don't know. I'm trying to see what happens here. James Cameron's Titanic came out, but we haven't talked about Titanic or really water. Okay, 1997 Death of Diana. Okay, that's another interesting one too. Exactly. So we have a few. Let's see. You're bringing up a good point. Who died in 1997? Let's see. Catherine Scorsese. No. Johnny Klein. No. Don Porter. Tony Williams. Okay, we already mentioned Notorious B.I.G. Costume designer named Jean Louis, Henry Mucci, American Army Ranger. Some actors here. Robert Mitchum, James Stewart. Okay, Andrew Cunanan must have killed himself in July of 97. William S. Burroughs dies. Okay. Okay. Wow. That list just keeps going. Chris Farley dies in December. Joanna Moore. Yeah, I don't know. Still no closer to figuring out why he picked 1997. Can I figure that out for the life of me? I don't know why. What? Okay, 10. I don't know. I'm kind of confused right now, but if anybody can think of what's going on, Jeff, let me know. Just making it a quick stream tonight. I mean, if you're still listening, just let me know if you got a question real quick, but I'm gonna try to kick Suicide Squad real fast. And then if I can, I'll hop back on at midnight if it's not already too late by the time I get done with Suicide Squad. But if you got a question real quick, let me know. If not, I'm gonna hop off the stream, try to catch this movie, and go from there. Oh, not watching in theater. Yes, I am gonna go watch it in the theater probably Sunday. But I also have a home theater. Like I got a projector and sound system and stuff here too. So try not to disrespect James Gunn's legacy too much before I can see it in theaters the proper way. So yeah, I'm gonna see it both ways, definitely. I want to make sure I boost up both numbers, get the streaming numbers high, and get that opening box office weekend high. And it seems like it's been doing really well. I think I read online it had 4 million in previews. Oh, okay. Well, all right. Before you hop off, what are your thoughts and expectations before watching Suicide Squad? Oh, that's a good question. That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. Um, so my thoughts on Suicide Squad. Well, I mean, from the minute it was announced, I knew it was going to be great because James Gunn really fits this material much better than he fits the Guardians of the Galaxy material, and he did a great job with Guardians of the Galaxy. So I knew he would do really well with Suicide Squad. Um, the Beyond the Trailer review had me a little bit worried though, and Beyond the Trailer is usually very effusive with her praise, and then she really diverged from the critical opinion. It seems like the critical opinion is saying that it's just really good, and I appreciate her for really being willing to interrogate what the violence means in the film. I think as a country, as Americans, we're too insensitive to violence. I think it's what makes us such a strange culture. I think it's what makes us such a repressed culture because we spend so much time preoccupied with violence, either trying to avoid it being inflicted on us or trying to inflict it on other people. Um, I mean, our ideas around um, criminal justice, our ideas around incarceration, our ideas around rehabilitation are all broken and all skewed beyond any kind of a racial connotation. Um, we just don't understand or don't care to understand what it would take to really rehabilitate somebody. Even calling the group the Suicide Squad is really kind of flippant in our regard for mental health, our regard for real suicide, our regard for people that really struggle with anxiety, with depression, with things that might lead to real suicide. We're kind of flippant about mental health in this country and view it as weakness. Um, so I have a lot of thoughts about Suicide Squad, a lot of thoughts about violence on film. Um, but one thing that really stuck out to me from the Beyond the Trailer review is, and I think it's a very valid point that I think more filmmakers should add. She brings up that a lot of the violence is inflicted upon people that have real life violence inflicted upon them the same ways. So if the Suicide Squad is about some superheroes going behind enemy lines and causing destruction in South America, but it's off the books but government sanctioned, there really are people that work off the books but are government sanctioned, destabilizing South American countries and harming people that have nothing to do with America. So I think she brings up a valid point. And I think if you want to talk about those topics and you want to bring in South American um, drug traffickers or gangsters or whatever the case may be, then you should address what you're bringing up. If you don't want to address human trafficking or drug trafficking or American destabilization of democratically elected dictators, then just pick a different topic or pick a different geographic location. Um, you could do a drug trade thing in America. You could do something about drugs in Canada or in Germany. Breaking Bad actually brought up the international aspect of the drug trade by having an introductory scene to one of the drug kingpins higher ups in the management hierarchy being in Germany. So I think there are different ways to tackle. There's different ways to skin the cat of a group on a suicide mission. So I'm curious if the film really does kind of become cliche and becomes about a group going to South America to kind of um, raise hell. I mean, the losers did that, and that was another Idris Elba. That's just Idris Elba himself. So it's kind of a tired trope. So DC has actually touched on that itself. The losers was Idris Elba. The losers was DC. Um, so I hope they don't go back to that same well again of just mercenaries that have been written off, kind of messing around in South America, come what may. It's kind of tired. I think Triple Frontier was probably the last time that was done well, and of course Sicario. But um, I think Triple Frontier came a little bit after Sicario, and that was about the only time it's been done tastefully. The only time that it respects the atrocities that occur in real life. over money. Box office prediction on Suicide Squad. Oh, I don't think I really answered your last question, but basically, I'm excited to see what James Gunn does. But I'm also aware of what Beyond the Trailer said about the violence in the film, and I'm curious to see how violent it actually is, how bad Peacemaker actually is, um, if there are any good performances there beyond just kind of the gross out stuff. Um, so yeah, I'm excited. There are a lot of different ways to look forward to it from a cinematography standpoint, from a writing standpoint, from a directing standpoint, from the standpoint of Harley Quinn getting her due on screen. I really don't know if she's had that time to shine in any of these movies, whether it's Suicide Squad or Birds of Prey or The Suicide Squad. Um, but yeah, anyway, box office prediction. Based on that $4 million Thursday, I would say 45 for the weekend. I think 45 million for the weekend in America. I don't know if it's already been around worldwide. Then, like last week, then I would say probably another 45 worldwide too, 45 to 50 worldwide. Um, because I think their strategy was to put this film out in the United Kingdom first, build buzz, get a decent amount of money, and then bring it to America once it has the hype up, once they release the embargo and people can see it's good. So I'm curious to see what made Warner Brothers so eager to share this. Um, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much my box office prediction. It would have been harder to figure out where it was going to land if I didn't have Thursday, but because I read that it already made 4 million on Thursday, then yeah, I'm expecting it to do well. Um, because the first Suicide Squad movie did well and it was terrible, and I know this will be much better than the last Suicide Squad movie. Um, so I mean, the box office component is kind of hard to predict because the Suicide Squad had great box office, but there was no pandemic to keep people in. So, and I believe it had the same release period. I think Suicide Squad came out in the August type area, August timeline. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on that. I think it'll be good. It'll be very solid. I'm expecting for it to at least be entertaining, but beyond whether or not it's entertaining, I'm curious to see what exactly is said. What is James Gunn's theme? What is his point? I think Guardians of the Galaxy 1 had a great point about family, accepting your family, accepting who you are. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 touched on it again from a different angle, made it a little bit more outsized, made it a little bit more personal by bringing in Kurt Russell as Chris Pratt's dad. So there were a few different interesting things going on with his past few movies, but I don't know if all those themes will carry through into Suicide Squad. Well, there you go. Let me know if you want to talk some more later, or anybody watching, put a comment down. Go ahead and comment, like, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, if anybody can tell me what is going on in Chainsaw Man and why it takes place in 1997, please let me know. I'm still open to all opinions. I'm going to keep trying to research it and figure it out for myself, but you guys let me know if you figured it out first. All right. Everybody have a good night. I'm going to go ahead and log on off.